Today we learn about the concept reproductive system of Unio. To understand the concept of reproduction, that is fertilization and development in the case of Unio, you have to have a knowledge of structure of respiratory organs of Unio. So before watching this video, I will suggest you to watch my previous video where I explained regarding the respiratory system of Unio. The reproduction in the case of Unio is a very interesting concept. So I will try to explain it in the form of a story. Unio is dioecious. Dioecious means sexes are separate or male and female reproductive organs are present in two different organisms. But there is no sexual dimorphism, means though the sexes are separate, there is no difference between male and female. Gonads in the case of Unio is a paired, large and highly branched structure which is present around the intestine. Especially during the breeding season, these gonads become enlarged and conspicuous. Testes appear whitish and ovary appears reddish in color during the breeding season. The epithelial layer or outer epithelial cells become proliferate, that is divides and differentiate to produce gametes in the gonads. For example, testes produces sperms and ovary produces eggs. These produced gamete from the gonads, it will comes out through the gonoduct. And the gonoduct in the case of male, it is known as vas deferens. And in the case of female, it is known as oviduct. So through this vas deferens and oviduct, the produced gamete will come out of the body and it reaches the tenidium. Especially in the tenidium, it reaches suprabranchial cavity. For example, in the case of male, the sperm which is produced in the testes will come out through the vas deferens and it reaches the suprabranchial cavity in the body of the male. And in the case of female, the egg which is produced in the ovary, it will comes out through the oviduct and it reaches the suprabranchial cavity in the case of female. So once the sperms and eggs are released from the adult, then fertilization should take place. Imagine this as an adult male Unio and this as an adult female Unio. In the case of male Unio, the sperms are released from the testes and it reaches suprabranchial cavity. So from the suprabranchial cavity, the sperms enters the exhalent siphon and through the exhalent siphon, it comes out of the body and it enters the aquatic medium. Meanwhile, if a female encounters that sperms, then sperms enters into that female body. So sperm from the outside, it enters the body of the female through the inhalent siphon. So through inhalent siphon, it enters the mantle cavity. From the mantle cavity, sperm enters the tenidia. In the tenidia, through ostia, it enters the water tube. So now the sperms are present in the water tube. Meanwhile, in the case of a female body, the eggs will be released from the ovary and it will be present in the suprabranchial cavity. So from the suprabranchial cavity, the egg enters the water tube. So both eggs and sperms are present now in the water tube where fertilization takes place, or union of sperm and egg takes place in the case of water tube. So fertilization or formation of zygote and further development of zygote takes place in the tenidium. Especially in the outer gill plate of the tenidium, there will be further development of zygote. So outer gill plate become enlarged and it forms a brood pouch or marsupium. So it is in this marsupium where the further development of zygote takes place. So zygote undergo division and it forms blastula and glastula, during which a special type of cell known as shell gland is formed. And this shell gland is responsible for the formation of unpaired shell in the case of embryo, and this embryo is now called as glochidium larva. This glochidium larva is a very minute larva and it has mainly two parts, that is shell valve and mantle. Shell valve consisting of two valves which is attached at the dorsal surface at the hinge region and it is free ventrally. This free ventral region of the shell valve is bent to form a hook region, and hook region consisting of numerous spines on both the sides. To the inner surface of the shell valve, it has a small mantle region, and this mantle region consisting of sensory organ known as sensory bristles. Just below the mantle, it consisting of a layer of muscle known as adductor muscle. This adductor muscle helps in closure of the valve. Apart from that, this Clostridium larva also have a specialized structure known as Byssus gland. So from this Byssus gland arises a long sticky thread-like structure known as provisional byssus or byssus. So the development of Clostridium larva and the nourishment of this Clostridium larva takes place in the outer gill plate of ctenidium of the female body. So once the Clostridium larva is formed, it will be released or it will be set free from the ctenidia and it will be released out through the exhalent siphon into the water body where it sinks down to the bottom. So during which this Clostridium larva get attach itself with the fins or gills of the freshwater fish. And this larva attach itself with the fins with the help of a shell valve and the provisional byssus. So byssus and shell valve helps in the attachment of this larva with the fins of the freshwater fishes. Those larvae who do not get a suitable host, it will die. So soon after attachment of this larva to the fins or the gills of the freshwater fishes, there is an encystment or there is a formation of layer of tissue around this Clostridium larva to form a cyst. So larva get encysted around the tissue in the fins or the gills region. And this Clostridium larva start to get the nourishment or the food from the fluids of the fish. Or in other words, this Clostridium larva become ectoparasite and it lives as an ectoparasite for about 10 weeks. So during this 10 weeks, there is a metamorphosis of this Clostridium larva. So Clostridium larva metamorphosed to form adult during this 10 weeks of ectoparasitic life. During the metamorphosis, all the larval organs like byssus gland, shell valve, mantle, sensory bristle, adductor muscle, everything will disappear and adult organs start to form. Adult organs like foot will be formed just behind the mouth and on either side of the foot there is a formation of ctenidium or the gills. Similarly, all the adult organs are formed which replaces this organs of the larva. So thereby the metamorphosis takes place which results in the formation of young animal and this young animal will be formed within the cyst itself. Once the young animal is formed, the cyst weakens and the animal will be released or it escapes from the cyst and it will be released into the aquatic medium. So once it released into water, it sinks down into the water where the animals develops into adult form and the cycle repeats. So that is about the reproductive system and the development in the case of Junio. Thank you.